Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 3 here on this channel. Now in today's episode we're going to be doing something slightly different for the career mode episode. Now there is loads of YouTubers at the same stage at their walkthrough, so I thought I'd do something different, and I've selected a tour where we're going to test out the 600s from the year 2000 to 2009. We're going to choose two bikes in today's episode. We're going to test them out in a time attack, we're going to race both of them, and then I'm going to give you an overall rating of both bikes at the end of the video. I'm going to show all the adjustments I changed in the settings and all that, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Please give it a big thumbs up. Let's get straight into choosing our first bike. Right, so let's get into choosing a bike. Now there's four available to choose from at the moment because the Suzuki is locked until we complete a certain tour. There's a CBR 600, two different Ninjas, obviously from two different years, and the Daytona 675. Right, so we're going to be choosing two of these bikes. So let's go for... stats are not bad on that one. Oh, this is a tough decision. I think I am going to go with... the Triumph. I don't ride enough Triumphs on ride games, so we're going to go with the Daytona first, see what that's like, and then we will choose another one, and we're going to be racing both of these in a race and a time attack, and we're going to rate which one's the best at the end of the video. But let's get straight into this one. I'm going to show you the upgrading because you keep asking. Let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into a time attack and test out this Daytona 675, and then we will buy another bike, do the same again, and plus we are going to race both bikes as well in this episode, so let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go on another lap. I've made a few adjustments. Let's see if that makes any difference, and I will show you all the settings at the end of the video. Now I was finding the Triumph on the default setup was understeering quite a lot, and it was a little bit unstable under braking, but I'm finding on Ride 3 that there is a hell of a lot of movement at the rear of the bikes under heavy braking. That's something I'm going to have to get used to. It's a hell of a lot harder than it was on Ride 2, but that's not that it's a bad thing. It gives you just a little bit more of a realistic feel. Right, that wasn't too bad into that turn, and let's just open the throttle and see if we can improve on our time. Now I couldn't believe that I managed to get all 3 stars first time. I don't think the time on this circuit is that hard. 137.099. I think we got 131 something first time, so we were well underneath the time, but let's see if we can improve on that. That's not bad, not understeering as much around that turn. Now let's see if it does better under braking. I really struggled when I slowed down into this turn on the previous lap. The back end was all over the place. Let's see if it's better. It's much better. Still think I can get a little bit tighter. Try and keep that front wheel down. I do have to be careful because we have got anti-wheelie only on medium, so this bike can wheelie up quite easily with the amount of power it has. Right, let's try and be better through these slow corners. Definitely seeing improvements on the adjustments I've made, and I will show you at the end of this time attack. But let's see if we can beat our time. Now we've got a 1:31 in our last lap. Let's see if these adjustments made any difference. Not too bad through there. Last corner. Come on, don't ruin it. And accelerate. And there we go. Are we going to beat it? I'm pretty sure this is quicker. And yes, it is quicker. I do think that I could get faster and faster, but it just shows that with a few adjustments this bike can be pretty good, and I got rid of some of that rear movement and the understeering. So I'm going to quickly show you the settings that I've used in this lap. Hope it helps you. Let's get straight into it now, so here we go. Right, so we're just going to quickly run through the settings that I've used. Feel free to pause the video, and it was mainly the understeering that was really annoying me on this bike, and I managed to get rid of most of that with the adjustments. I changed the gearing slightly, And yeah, those are the settings I use. Right, let's get straight into testing out another 600. Right, so now it's the turn of the Honda CBR 600RR. Will this do any better in a time attack? Well, we're just about to find out. Right, so we've just tweaked the bike again. We've made more adjustments on the CBR 600RR than we did the Triumph, and I will show you at the end of the time attack. But I have crashed out quite a few times on the CBR. It's a little bit harder under heavy braking. It doesn't understeer as much. But let's see if we can beat the time. Now we have set a time. I think we hit 1:31.3, about a second of the Triumph's time, but I feel I can go a little bit better. So I'm going to give it one more chance, and I will show you the settings that I have adjusted, and then we're going to jump into our first race of the episode. And that's not too bad. Let's see if we can go a little bit quicker through this turn. And again, just trying to gently open the throttle. But it is kicking up at the back quite a lot when I change direction on this bike. So I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time on the circuits to refine the setup for this bike especially. I'm not saying it's not a good bike. Like I said, I will give you my overall opinion at the end of this episode, and I will rate both bikes. Let's see if we can do better in this slow turn. Start braking. And that's much better. No moving around at the rear on this one now after those adjustments. So I've definitely improved that. Let's see if we can get tightly in. And just trying to keep that front wheel down. Nice and tight in again. Yeah, this is feeling much better. I'm not sure whether this is going to be quicker than the Daytona, but it's going to be close, and we just ruined it by going in there a little bit quick. Let's not throw it away. I still think this will be better than my 1:31.3. Right, last two corners. And again, just trying to keep it nice and tight, not trying to push too hard. Because if you put too much pressure on that suspension, the rear does seem to slide around. Right, over the finish line. Are we going to beat the time of the date? Oh, that was very close. I think it was slightly slower. But to be honest, guys, I did find the Honda a lot harder to set up, and as you can see, I did scratch it up a bit. I did crash it quite a few times. But anyway, the big test comes, what they are both like in a race against other bikes. But before we do that, I want to show you the settings that I used in this time attack, so let's get straight into that now. So here I go. Right, so I'm going to just quickly run through the settings, and like I said, I adjusted a little bit more on this bike than I did the Daytona, and I adjusted the gearing on this as well because it had a higher top end, so I wanted more acceleration. I hope you enjoy that. Right, let's get into our first race of this episode. Right, so here we go with a race around Donington Park on the Honda CBR 600RR. Let's see if we can get decent starts, and hopefully we can get some stars as well. I'm not sure how this is going to fare around here, but hopefully it'll be pretty good. It just cost us a little bit. The front end was bobbing up and down as we accelerate off into that turn. Be good on the brakes. We managed just to squeeze through into P5. Can we take another rider? It's going to be a little bit tricky as we just turn over, and we have managed to take the place into P4. Let's see how good they are into this turn. We went for it. They're really slow into that turn. We managed to squeeze through into P2. But this race is 3 laps, so we've got a long way to go. Can we take that rider in that corner? Let's see if we can be good on the brakes. The CBR's faring pretty well at the moment, and I really managed to nail that one. Right, slow it down into this turn, right onto the apex, and we've been overtaken on the outside there. And we must have dropped quite a bit of speed around that turn. But we've got plenty of time. I'm not going to panic just yet. Right, slow it down. Getting loads of movement at the rear. Nothing major. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. Went straight over the curb there. But just managed to get away with that. Right, slow it down. Oh God, I'm heavy braking again. And we've just managed to nick in the inside. And we're back into first place. Now this is a really challenging corner. This left hand really does catch you out. You've got to try and slow it down really early. Turned in, and we've gone really wide. Don't hit anyone. Oh, just caught the back end of that bike as we just turned in, and we've chopped 2 places. That corner is a nightmare, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we can win this race. We just need to get a little bit more consistent into the turn, and that was nicely done. Starting to get the braking on this CBR, but that is the one thing that I've found on this game, that the braking system is so different, and it takes a while to get used to it. Right, slow it down. Let's try and maintain a decent pace through there. That was nicely done. Stayed off the curb. Can we pull away? Not sure whether we're going to be able to, but we just try and keep those corners nice and tight and force on the outside. Nicely done into that turn. I can see the marker. Is he going to come on the inside or is he going to go on the outside? He overtook me on the outside round here last time. Is he going to do the same again? Or I can see him on my left shoulder, but no, he didn't make the attempt. And we've managed to hold the lead. Now we come towards the end of the second lap. Are we going to be able to hold on to it? Slow it down. Let's be a little bit smoother through here this time. Oh, that was much better. Stayed off the curb this time and nailed it. Right, let's see if we can do these two slow corners without making a mistake. Slow it down. Gone in there rather quick, but are we going to be able to stop it? Yes, we can, and we've managed to do that one nicely. But this is the one we mucked up on the last lap. Can we nail it this time? Right, slow it down. A little bit tighter, and again we've gone really wide, and we're going to drop the 2 places unless we can just hold it onto the curb. No, we lost 2 places, but we should be able to get a bit of slipstream here, and hopefully we can just nail him in this next right-hander. Right, diving the inside, good on the brakes, and we've managed to retake the lead. Fantastic. Now we've just got to hold on to it. So looking at it at the moment, as long as we nail that last corner, we should be okay, because that's where they seem to be able to overtake me. Right, let's see if we can nail this. Unless we can just develop a better lead. I think we just pulled away. Yes, 0.4. Let's see if we can keep that gap. And I'm not great in these corners. I really struggle around here. And it's just not just on the motorbikes. It's all right onto the curb. Even on the car games, I struggle on these corners. Slow it down. Keep it nice and smooth. Slowly open the throttle. Not pushing too hard. And we've managed to hold that. But they're so close behind. This is going to be nail-biting coming to the final corners. Right, slow it down. Let's see if we can get a smooth run through the chicane again, like we did on the previous lap. Again, nice and smooth. And that was nicely done. Right, let's see if we can nail this one. Try not to brake too hard. And slow it in. And accelerate out. Nice. Right, final corner. This is the one that's going to cost me. I just know it. Right, slow it. Get nice and tight in. Oh, that was much better. But are we going to be able to accelerate out? Yes, we can. We've nailed it. And we're going to take a win on the Honda CBR 600RR. Now, that was not easy. But we got there in the end. Right, so let's jump into the next race, but on the Triumph, and see if that is any better. So, here we go. Right, here we go with a race on the Triumph Daytona around Road America at night. This should be really challenging. Let's see if we can get a good start. Now I'm using the same setup as I used in that time attack. Hopefully that will be okay for this race. So it's another 3-lap race as well. Let's see if we can get a good start into that first corner. Try and take a few places. Slow it down. Try and get right in the inside. Squeeze through. Yes, we managed to squeeze through. And we're up to P4. Right, so let's see if we can do the same into this corner. Nicely tight in and accelerate. Oh, we're going to get a good drive out there. Oh, the Daytona out the corners seems to be very good. And there we go, we've managed to get into first place, but we've got that really difficult turn to the left in a minute down this hill. This is where I see a lot of accidents. Races around here. Slow it down, don't come off. Get nicely tight in. Oh, that wasn't too bad. We managed to nail it first time. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to muck it up at some point in this race. Keep it nice and tight onto the apex there. Just managing to hold the bike behind us off. I can hear him, he's so loud. Don't know what bike he's on, but he's just trying to put me off. Let's see if we can slow it down into this turn. I must admit the sounds on Ride 3 are so much better. Each bike does sound very different. They don't all sound the same like some bike games do. And keep it nice and tight. I hate this corner. Keep trying to keep it as tight as possible and slowly open the throttle. Right, start braking. We've got a difficult chicane here. Loads of movement at the rear there. Don't come off. into that turn. Oh, a bit of contact there into that corner. Luckily it didn't hit me any harder, I would have come off. But that is the problem, because it's at night, I'm braking a little bit too late, braking harder, and that's why I'm getting a lot of reaction. But yeah, the braking is definitely different on Ride 3, and you really have to practice it, because sometimes you feel like you're just going to come off all the time. Right, let's just try and keep it nice and smooth through here. Back off over this section, because as you rise up you can feel the suspension change. Sometimes you can go off the track into that corner, and we've got I think that's another Daytona. Let's try and come up the inside there, and we've managed to hold it, so we're in the lead for the first lap, but not managing to pull away from the other bikes at all. Right, let's just hold a position here. They're going to come up the inside, I think we might. Oh, I think there's a Kawasaki there as well. Right, slow it down into this turn. Let's see if we can be a little bit quicker through here. Oh, that was nicely done. A little bit more confident that time. And see if we can do that again into this corner. Still got two markers behind us, and we've got into there a little bit slower, and that's going to cause us. And yes, it's another Daytona. He's going to try and come up the inside there, and we're going to go down the hill together. This is what I hate about braking. If I start moving around and I get hit, I'm off the bike. Right, slow it down. Oh, the Kawasaki has gone in the lead. Can we just hold him off? And oh, we just made it, but oh no, the Kawasaki got past. Oh, he went onto the grass. Is he going to come off? No, he's managed to control it. Oh, fair play to him. So we've got a Daytona behind us, and we've got a Kawasaki in front of us. So we have got quite a challenge here to hold these two up and try and beat them. Let's see if we can just slow it down into this corner, and that wasn't too bad. And let's see if we can just go a little bit tighter into this corner. You have to sort of get it turned in, get that front end turned in, and slowly up the front. And then the other Triumph has managed to get past. Oh god, the back end felt a little bit light there. Had to back off the throttle, and it looks like we're going to just have to settle for third position. If we can just nick him in that inside. Yes, we managed to get back past and accelerate, so we're back into second. But yeah, we're managing to just hold off the other Triumph. But are we going to be able to get past the Kawasaki? Just got to improve through these next couple of corners, and we've still got a lap to go. Right, start slowing it down a little bit earlier this time, and we've got into there a little hot, and we've got a little bit wider than I would have liked, but we've managed to get it turned, and that's all that matters. Right, back off over this section, accelerate, and the Daytona behind us is caught up, and he's going to try and get in the inside, so that's going really tight in. And again, we've just gone into there a little bit too quick, and that's causing us just to brake heavily and then try and turn it in. But look at this, go neck and neck with another Triumph. Who's going to get to the corner first? Who dares wins, but that could backfire. That's to see when he brakes. Oh, he's braked a little bit earlier. We're going to brake a little bit later. Can we get turned in? Hold it, and again we've just managed to nail it. The back end of the bike rose up a little bit as we try to hold that. Can we do the same again? And we've got in there a little bit wider than I would like, slowly open the throttle, but we managed to hold on to it. Are we going to be able to beat this Kawasaki before the end of the race? He's managing just to pull away slightly, so it's only, oh, it's under a half a second. We've still got a good chance here. Right, we need to be good on the brakes down the hill. Slow it down, not too hard. And we've got in the inside, but we've got in there way too quick, and he's going to retake. Oh my god, what a mistake that was. But luckily I didn't crash, and now the bloody Triumph behind is right on my back wheel again. So we've got half a lap of trying to hold off this bike behind and maybe take an opportunity to get past if we see a mistake. But at the moment, this Kawasaki is holding firm. Right, slow it down. Can we get tight in? And again, we've got him there really hot, and he's just going to overtake. He's probably having a right laugh at my stupidity. But let's just try and hold it a bit tighter around this turn. Trying to just open the throttle. We need to get a little bit closer. Open it up and start braking. Slow it down. Can we get in the inside through this chicane? And we've managed to get past him. Are we going to be able to turn it in and hold him off? Yes, we made it through. Oh, that was a good move there. Had to go for it. But are we going to be able to hold him off? This is the really, really difficult part coming up. And last time we went really wide into this turn. We need to go a little bit tighter this time. Slow it down. And again, we've gone into that corner. Really struggling on the braking at the end of this race. And let's just try and keep nice and steady over this section, back off, and that wasn't too bad. I managed just to pull away slightly. Right, final corner, and this could be another victory, and we got into there quite quick, but managed to turn it, and yes. Right, I do believe this setup does need a little bit of a tweak for this circuit, but it didn't feel too bad, and we're going to take another victory, and that was an awesome battle. Really enjoyed that. And now we're going to get into the ratings of each bike. So we're going to jump into that now, guys. So here we go. Right, I'm going to quickly rate these bikes out of 10. Now, I'm going to give the Daytona an 8 out of 10. It had better acceleration, better handling, and was better under braking and was easier to set up. I'm going to give the CBR a 7 out of 10. I found this very twitchy, very difficult to control under braking, and just wasn't the better bike. So I'm going to give the Daytona the win in this video. Now I'm going to jump into what's coming next in this series. Right guys, in the next video I'm going to take on the 600cc championship, and I want you to decide which bike I use. Do I use the Honda, do I use the Daytona, or do I take on the Kawasaki? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I will see you in the next episode.